Well, my own lifetime, there's one that's head and shoulders above all the others, and it was my first. It was 1952. Both the Republican and Democratic conventions were in Chicago. I was a student at the University of Chicago and worked in both of those conventions. And that was the last time in American history when we walked into the convention hall, which was the stockyards. It was pretty smelly, on day one. We didn't know who the nominees in either party was going to be when we left on day 4. Dwight Eisenhower for the Republicans and Adlai Stevenson for the Democrats. Now, that was fascinating stuff. We've had others that were interesting, but really, as the system has changed, moving to primaries and which dominate, so that we know the results before we walk in, and that's taken a lot of the pizzazz out of conventions. These are quite wonderful, particularly, of course, the Democratic one, where we had a choice between of the first woman and the first African American. So that's historic. But most of the others between now and then have been noted for sort of gimmicks. Do we really care that Al Gore gave Tipper a hell of a kiss? You know, that sort of thing. Or that John Kerry saluted and reported for action. So they're wonderful events, and of course terribly important to the political parties, in the same way that a national Kiwanis convention or Rotary is. It's an opportunity for all of these activists to get together, to rub shoulders, to remind themselves of why they're Republicans and Democrats. So I think they're very important. But you could argue that the networks aren't so wrong in terms of breaking news and saying that, hey, can we boil this down into an hour from 10 to 11 at night in the East?